What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today we are discussing the last of our taken weapons that are craftable from the helm and those salvage missions with the distant pull. This is a sniper rifle in our kinetic slot that has a stasis burn, rapid fire frame, so shoots pretty fast with having that 35 zoom. So this thing, in my opinion, is not that great in either the Crucible or the PvE realms, so that's why this was our last weapon to cover, but still wanted to give you guys a guide of what I think the god rules for this are, because Stasis, we only have one other Stasis sniper, so definitely has its niche builds and niche opportunities. Now, before we go over the PvP PvE god rules for you guys, going over the origin trait of these taken weapons, the Unsated Hunger increases handling, reload stability when no abilities are fully charged. So when you're throwing those grenades, dodging, throwing your rift down melee, it'll give you faster reload, handling, stability. Handling is kind of nice. You can swap on and off of this weapon a little bit faster with your SMG, pulse, hand cannon, whatever you're using with it in the Crucible, and reload for that PvE realm. So like I said, very niche sniper for situations and for certain builds with Stasis. Alright, so for our PvP god roll on this, we have a couple different options. You can kind of play with it and see how you feel about it, but this is how I have mine built out. We're gonna go with the range as our masterwork on this to give us the stats you see on the right hand side with that 55 on range and 70 on handling. That's probably our two most important in my opinion. Now for our first perk, I'm going with corkscrew rifling. This helps with that handling, range, and stability. Just felt better. You could go something like Hammer Forge. You lose a little bit on stability and handling, but gain 5 in range, so again, totally up to you. For me, definitely would go with Accurized on this. Will help with that aim assist. The higher the zoom, or range I should say, is, the higher the aim assist on snipers, so Accurized definitely helps with that. Now when we move on to our enhanced perks over here, first off we got Keep Away in the third column, so significantly increases reload, range, and accuracy when no combatants are in close proximity. So with a sniper, this is very good in my personal opinion, especially if you're staying in the back with a warlock and a rift, with a titan and a shield, something like that, or even popping heat rises and going around the map like a floaty boy. This will definitely help in that aspect. Now the second option that you have in this column is moving target. Increase movement speed, target acquisition when moving while aiming. So if you're very into that sliding around, sniping, that kind of motion, definitely throw on moving target instead of Keep Away. If you're a little bit more aggro with your sniper, this is a very good option as well, but me personally, I'm gonna do Keep Away. Just felt better than moving target when I was testing them out beforehand. Now, when we move into our fourth column over here, opening shot is going to be my go-to for sure. Greatly improve the accuracy and range on the opening shot of an attack. This is a sniper go-to for the PvP realm. Feels the best on that shot, like it almost has bullet magnetism to wherever you're shooting. So definitely am throwing on opening shot over everything, but you do have the option of Discord, especially if you're using moving target. So when you get final blows with another weapon, grants increased aim down sight time, accuracy, and airborne effectiveness for a longer time. So if you're using this with moving target, it would be good. Something like an SMG, like I said, playing a little bit more aggressive, you can get in there, get a kill, and then have Discord and moving target proc. So you got that reload, ADS, speed, accuracy, as well as target acquisition. So it is a nice little combo if you're a little bit more aggressive, but if you're sitting back, and most of the time anyways with a sniper, you're not playing super aggro, so that Keep Away opening shot is going to be my god roll go-to. Now, again, this is definitely a very niche sniper for the PvE realm as well, so we're going to have a couple different options depending on how you're playing with this. Can go with the Stasis action or something like this, a more generic way to build it out. Me personally, I'm going with stability no matter what for the PvE realm. Since we're going to have about 7-8 in the magazine, we already reload fast since this is one of those rapid fire frames. So we want that stability so we can keep up our damage on those bosses champions, and it's a little bit easier since we're getting flinched a little bit more often inside of the PvE realm with a lot of ads going on. Now, saying that, in our first column, I'm going to a small bore, gives us that range and stability. Tried to build this out as good as I could with that stability without losing too much range, because we do still want to be able to hit enemies for some damage while staying back in a well rift of empowerment, something like that, bubble. So definitely wanted to go a little bit of both in range and stability. Me personally, I like tactical mag in this column. You could go something like appended mag, but as you see, it takes our stability and reload down compared to tactical. And then definitely extended, you're gonna get basically nothing in the magazine compared to what tactical gives us, but you can see it tanks the reload speed, so that's why I always go with tactical if it's an option for the PvE realm. Now, when we go on to our third and fourth column, this is kind of the generic way that I was talking about. You can go overflow, explosive, payload as a combination. You're going to be able to overflow the weapon when you pick up special or heavy, and then explosive payload, you have that AoE effect on detonation, and we get a little bit addition to our reload speed, so this just helps with generic damage and ad clear. Now, you could in the third column as well, if you're feeling it, you could go with something like triple tap focus fury. So when you land those precision hits, this is more for damage. You could use this where you're getting the magazine back when you're hitting precision damage, and focus fury is going to give you that bonus weapon damage when you're hitting those rapid precision shots. So this right here is a good combination for damage output on this weapon. We do have a couple other options though in the fourth column. I still think triple tap or overflow is probably going to be your best two in the third column, but for the fourth column, you could, since it's a stasis build, go with headstone as well. Very niche, but you're creating those stasis crystals, improves stability on this weapon as well. So that is an option for those niche stasis builds and stasis synergy. Kind of the same thing as well with collective action if you're using something that creates a lot of ionic traces. Fire sprites, void breezes, stasis shards, the strand tangles. So stasis shard specifically, since it has that stasis synergy, it is a nice way to give this thing a little extra damage boost. But like I said, these are a little bit more niche in collective action and headstone. So I personally would go overflow explosive payload as my first option, and then as the second one, go triple tap with focus fury for a little bit more DPS. But totally depends on you. Couple different options for this weapon, which is why I have it crafted and leveled up. So we have those little niche builds that we can make with it, etc. And if you like those rapid fire frames in the Crucible, definitely not a bad option, but we do have a lot better weapons for snipers in the Crucible, so I would give it about a 2.8, maybe 3 for the Crucible rating out of 5, and then PvE, we're gonna give it a 3.5, 3.75 out of 5, just because you can make some pretty fun niche builds with this bad boy. So thank you guys again for the support. We are closing in on 5K very, very quickly. I truly appreciate that. Make sure that you hit that bell and subscribe button if you enjoy the content. Lots of builds coming out, new season just a couple weeks away, going over a couple more god rolls, got about 6 more builds as well this season, so be on the lookout for that. I truly appreciate you guys. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.